A newer series that we have on the channel is 5 songs to start with. So instead of doing hidden gems or underrated songs from certain artists, we are digging into songs that maybe if you don't know anything about a band, you should start in this place right here. Today's video is going to be on Pink Floyd and 5 songs you should start with, coming right up. Hi, my name is Russ, and this is the Infectious Groove podcast YouTube channel. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to the Infectious Groove podcast as well, because in addition to these 3 videos that you get every week on YouTube, we also have a full podcast episode for you every Monday. So make sure to hit the link in the description and subscribe to that podcast as well. As far as today goes, this is a newer series that we've been doing that actually came from a viewer of the channel and said, you know, I love the hidden gems, I love the underrated stuff, but can you tell us 5 songs you should start with a band if you're not that familiar with them? So we've done a couple in the past. Our latest one is going to be on Pink Floyd. And Pink Floyd is a band that has many, many different sounds across their entirety history of their band due to many things, not the least of which is including lineup changes. So for this one, I thought I would include 5 different songs that I think are very distinct sounds from different eras. So I feel like even if you've heard some Pink Floyd, and you think, well, I just don't like Pink Floyd, like there's probably stuff from other eras with a totally different sound that you might dig. So the first song that I would tell you to check out is from their pre-Dark Side of the Moon psychedelic phase. So almost like pre-Pink Floyd. It's from the very first piece of media that they put out. It's the B-side to their very first single, and it's a song called Candy and a Currant Bun. That was the B-side to the Arnold Layne single. And for me, it does encapsulate a lot of what Pink Floyd was going for early in their career with the psychedelic sound. But for me, I like it quite a bit better than a lot of the material that was put out like in the pre-David Gilmour era. So Candy and the Currant Bun is one that I would tell you to check out. Another track is another pre-Dark Side of the Moon track, but one that is well past the psychedelic nature of the original Pink Floyd stuff, but I still think sounds quite a bit different than anything that they would do after the Dark Side of the Moon. And that's a track from the album Obscured by Clouds, and the actual name of the track is Wots Uh The Deal, and it's just a beautiful acoustic song that they wouldn't do much like this later in their career. If anything, I would maybe compare it to the title track of the album Wish You Were Here. But it's quite different from how Roger Waters usually writes lyrics. It's a very pretty, reflective love song. So What's the Deal from Obscured by Clouds is another one that I would tell you to check out. As you move later on in Pink Floyd, now this, for some people, if you do know some Pink Floyd material, you may have heard this one, but I think it's a great way to start, and it's by far the most lengthy song on the list that I'm going to suggest, and that is Shine On You Crazy Diamond. But I would tell you there's actually 2 halves of this song, 9 parts in total, and it's split into 2 different parts. The original version that opens the Wish You Were Here album, then there's 3 tracks, and then the rest of Shine On closes. And to be honest, I would tell you to try either version. Either start it with the version that ends the album or the one that opens the album and see what you think. If you like what you hear in this song, it will open the doors to you for the much lengthier compositions that Pink Floyd did over the years. The last 2 that I have on the list for me are, again, much different sounding stuff than I think most people think of when they think typical Pink Floyd songs. The last one, the second to last one that I have is my last recommendation from the Roger Waters era lead edition of Pink Floyd, which is Hey You from The Wall. Now, The Wall has some very wild and different sounds on it all the way across the board, but I feel like the song Hey You is the most easily accessible song out of all 26 songs on The Wall that again showcases Roger Waters' lyrics, but also David Gilmour's singing. You get a little bit of Rick Wright's keyboard work on there and some great drumming from Nick. So Hey You from The Wall is one that I would recommend. The last one that I would show on the list of places to start with Pink Floyd is decisively from their last era, the David Gilmour led era of Pink Floyd. And that's the song Keep Talking from The Division Bell. In my opinion, The Division Bell is far and away the best record that they did without Roger in the band. And Keep Talking, for me, again, is one of those things where even if you think I'm a huge Roger Waters fan, I do not want anything to do with a Pink Floyd that doesn't have Roger Waters in it. I feel like Keep Talking is the type of track that could change your mind. And if you don't like the earlier era of Pink Floyd, you might hear something like Keep Talking and think, okay, well, I like this a little bit more. And then there's a couple of albums from that era for you to check out. As we always say in the comments, like, please leave a comment on this video's topic. But if you have a suggestion for a topic, leave a comment as well, because that's what this series came from, was the comment section here on the channel. So please make sure to drop a like on the video, but more importantly, we like the comments. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.